Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Star, and today I want to talk a little bit about some of my sinking funds and explain exactly what I use them for and why I chose to use them. So first we'll start with my cash wallet. I actually got this wallet from Etsy. I'll try to find the shop and link it down below. When I first got this, I just thought it was a really great way to start off with using the cash budgeting system, and it turns out that it was really perfect for me. So some of the envelopes that I have, starting with groceries, I actually get paid bi-weekly, and so what I try to do is budget for that. I try to put in enough money that will last us for the next 2 weeks until the next time I get paid. So we have groceries, then we have eating out. Now with eating out, I try not to do more than 3 times a week. The most I'll try to do is 3 times a week. The least I'll try to do is absolutely 0. And I believe this time around I budgeted for only eating out 1 time. It's just me and my son in my household, but us eating out together can add up to $20, $25. Back before I started the cash budgeting system, we used to eat out every day, and I was easily spending over $100 a week just in fast food alone. So I think I only have $20 in here, which means we're only going to eat out once if we decide to do so. But mainly, we're going to use our grocery money and we're going to eat from home, and that's been working out really, really great. The next envelope I have is spending. Mostly I will allow myself somewhere between $20 and $25 a week, which means that I'll put in a total of $40 or $50 to last the 2 weeks until I get paid again. But spending is just for odds and ends that I might see in the store that I like, maybe a little piece of jewelry or a top that's on sale, or a book that I want to purchase because I am a huge reader. It's just a lot of miscellaneous things that don't quite fit in, groceries or any other category. My next envelope has Gabe. My son's name is Gabriel, and this is when he's with me out at the store and there's something that I need to purchase for him specifically, so I would put that money in this envelope. My family envelope is for when my mom and my sister come to visit, and when they come to visit, they like to eat out or they like to go to the movies or do certain things like that. So I always like to have money set aside for whenever they come. Miscellaneous is for anything that does not fit in any of these other categories, but I need the funds for it. So like there was a time where I was going to purchase clothes for myself for work. I didn't end up using that money for work, but I had that money in here because it wasn't for groceries, it wasn't for spending things on knickknacks, it wasn't for my son, so those funds went in there. And then last I have receipts, and this is where I keep all of my receipts when I'm out shopping, and I always go back to this envelope when I'm ready to scan my receipts in the Fetch Rewards app. And if you guys want to be a part of the app, if you're not already, I'll leave my referral code somewhere on the screen. I'll leave a link down below. But pretty much if you don't know what it is, the Fetch Rewards app is an app where you scan your receipts, and for each receipt that you scan, you get a certain number of points. All those points add up, and then eventually you'll be able to get free gift cards. So it is a great thing to have, and it doesn't hurt, and it's free to use, so I would definitely encourage you to sign up. So that's pretty much everything for my cash wallet. So now we'll go on to my high priority binder. My high priority binder is this pink binder right here, and I got it off of Amazon. I cannot remember how much I spent on it, but it wasn't that much. And I got this binder when I first started the cash budgeting system in May. So I'm still fairly new to this, and I'm still feeling out my budget and what things work for me and what doesn't work for me. But the first envelope that I have is medical. This is for anything that me and my son may need, like if we need to go to a doctor for a checkup or dentist appointments. I like to pull from here. This was a cash envelope that I might change to just miscellaneous for my son, because at first I was saving for school clothes and school supplies, but school has already started, so there kind of isn't really a purpose for this envelope right now, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that sometime soon. Next we have Christmas. Now, because I started my cash budgeting in May, I was a little bit late to the game. What I used to do was just try my best to get everything that was on my son's list, whatever my mom wanted, whatever my sister wanted, and just deal with the damages afterwards and not budget for Christmas. I would just be spending. But since I started in May, my goal was to have at least $500 by the beginning of December. But now that December is a little bit closer, I'm starting to see that I might need a little bit more money. So what I used to do was save $35, or I used to put $35 in here every paycheck. But since then, I've upped that amount to $70. So we're looking at about $800 being saved by the beginning of December. And if I need a little bit more than $800, I won't go over $1,000, I don't think. But that's what I'm trying to do for Christmas. In January, I plan to start all over, and then I'll have more time to save more by the time Christmas of next year rolls around. So this envelope right here is just my humble beginnings at starting some sort of savings for my son's future. And eventually, I hope to be able to add more, but this is what I can add right now. Now for my savings. So being a part of the budgeting community here on YouTube, I noticed that I do my savings sinking fund a little bit differently from a lot of other people. Pretty much what I'm doing is using my savings account to pay myself back. In the past, before I started this system, I would just dip into my savings all the time for anything. If I didn't have enough money for what I wanted, I would just dip into my savings and use that money. Now we know that is not what we should do. So what I've been doing is paying myself back for each amount that I have dipped into over the years. And I actually went on to my bank account online and I printed out all the debits that I took from my savings account. This is actually what I printed out, and this right here highlighted in pink is the smallest amount that I've ever taken out of my savings. And so I highlighted it because I actually saved up enough. I just need to take this back to the bank and put it into my savings account. Now the next debit that I'm working on, if you can't tell, I'm working from my smallest to my largest. So the next one that I'm working on is this $272.78. I don't even remember why I pulled this out or what I used this for or why this is such a specific number. But currently I have $20 towards this amount, and so it's right here in my savings, and so I now owe $252.78 to this particular debit. So what I plan to do is just little by little, piece by piece, rebuild my savings by paying myself back. My next envelope is an envelope that I'm thinking I'm going to take out of here. This is just for Gabriel's haircuts. I cannot seem to keep money in here because I'm always pulling money out for the haircut, so I might just keep this money in my cash wallet instead of an actual sinking fund. We'll see. Family fund is what I'm trying to build up for when my family comes to visit, so we can use these funds to do things like eating out or movies or whatever fun activity they want to do. Student loans. Now my student loans are scheduled to start back up in September, next month. So what I've been trying to do was save my first payment amount so that if I have to start back paying again, it won't be such a shock, and I could just use this as my first payment when I put this back into the bank. Car maintenance is for anything like oil changes, car washes, vacuuming, anything like that to keep up my car. Emergencies is for the emergency fund that I'm starting. I have almost $100 in here, which I'm super excited about. I've never had an emergency fund before. And here we have my bank envelope where I have the I have $125 in here for my savings that I'm supposed to deposit into my savings account. So that's it for my high priority pink binder. Next we have my white binder, which is where I have most of my low priority things. So this envelope is for when I want to get my hair done. I usually do my own hair, but every couple of months I go and get my hair trimmed and curled and, all that good stuff. So that is for when I want to go to the salon. This was the envelope for my clothes personally, but as you can see, it's empty, which only tells me that I don't need any new clothes. But anyways, I initially started this envelope because I'm an educator and I wanted to get myself some new clothes to wear to work, but it didn't quite happen. It's really not important right now. Big Wants is an envelope for things that cost maybe $200 or more. And right now, a big want for me is an Apple Watch. Currently, I have a Fitbit, and I've had this for probably, I don't even know how long, 5 years or so. And it works really well, but the app on my phone keeps crashing sometimes. So I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and get an Apple Watch. But that is what this envelope is for. Car Glow Up is for all the things that I want to get done to my car. I want to get it painted. I want new hubcaps. I want to get it detailed, and all those things cost money. So we are slowly but steadily and surely saving up to get those things done for my car. Home Improvements is the sinking fund that I use for different things that I need to get done around the house. I live in a sort of an older home, so there are things that I need to be repaired or replaced. So little by little, I'm working on things like painting all the rooms in my house. I want new hardwood floors, and I need, things like new kitchen appliances. But currently I'm working on a new hood to put over the oven. I'm working on getting a new one of those, so hopefully that'll happen really soon because I think I'm really close to purchasing the one that I want. The next sinking fund I have is for Jackson, aka Jack, which is my dog, who is a Chihuahua. This is just for all things that he needs, like vet appointments, flea medicine, food, things like that. Next, I have birthdays. I just started with this sinking fund. Number one, because my son's birthday is coming up next month. And number two, because after him, my sister's birthday is coming up, then my mom, so on and so forth. And I don't like surprise purchases, even though I know they can happen. So I just think it's just better if I just plan for these birthdays, and that way I'll have money for their gifts when the time comes. And then next is my $1 challenge. I just started this one last month, I believe, as well. I just decided to take all of my rollover dollar bills from my cash wallet, and I decided to save them and put them here in this envelope. And I'm kind of bummed because I started late in the year, but it's okay. Towards the end of the year, I'm going to count all these ones up and see how much I have. Now, this next envelope is where I like to keep the receipts that I accumulate throughout the month. I like to just kind of go through my receipts and take a look at my spending habits and see what kind of patterns I might have. And also because I'm trying to use just strictly cash. Sometimes I can't really remember what I spent my cash on, and I'm not really good at tracking things like right away, like as soon as I spend it. So every month I just like to look over my receipts and figure out, okay, where did I go? What did I spend money on? How frequently did I do it? And then general receipts is just for like past months. I'm a patterns kind of girl. I like to see things that happen over time. So yeah, so that is my overall explanation of my sinking funds and how I'm trying to do my budget. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.